everybody. We're here in the Animal Lovers Cafe, dancing like we're animals, welcoming you to the cafe. All the animals outside. Pick your favorite animal. Do you have one? I don't think it's fair to say, do you have a favorite? I like them all for different reasons. Right below me is our kitty Rudy, who is the greeter of the Animal Lovers Cafe. And Marcus, there's your llama friend sitting with the pig. And just all of the wonderful animals that are here in the cafe. So I just want to invite you to come on inside or stay outside, hang out with the animals if you want to outside, or come on in and hang out with me. And what was that just went past? There goes Luna. I don't know what she's up to. She's being a little character today. Every day she's a kitty, right? So I'm so happy that you're here. I want to welcome you. And I have a question for you. Have you ever met an animal for the first time and kind of felt like you know them? You know what I mean? You just have that sense of familiarity. Say that 5 times. I knew that. I knew that, Marcus. Let me just move you for a second. There we go. It's a little better. So I know the llama is your favorite. I love the llama. I mean, there's something really magical and special about llamas in real life, or the animated ones, just really, really special. So maybe the llama might be your animal that you just kind of felt like you knew them from the first time you saw them. So please write yes or no in the comments if you've ever had the feeling when you met an animal like, hey, I've known you before. I know you. Isn't that great? So coming up, we're going to be talking about a technique that is one of my very favorites. It's a really simple and fun technique, and it's one of the steps to help you learn how to telepathically communicate with animals. I like to call it first impressions. See? Like I was saying, have you ever met an animal that you're like, hey, I know you? That was kind of a first impression, right? So just kind of stick around if you're curious. Are you curious? Like, what the heck am I talking about? Well, I'm going to tell you, and we're going to do a fun little exercise together so you can practice or have an experience for yourself. Because you can read all the books that you want to about animal communication. You can listen to people like me telling you what it's like for me or what it could be like for you, or here's something that you can do. But until you experience for yourself, you have no idea, because my experience is going to be very different than your experience. Oh, hi, Dwayne. Welcome. I'm so happy you're here. And Marcus is here, and Dr. Dwayne is here, Dr. Wood. Oh, you have a pet parrot? You have a pet parrot. Oh, let me fix this. You had a pet parrot when you were a child. That's lovely. I've never had a parrot. When I was probably 1 or 2, my parents had a parakeet. I think that might have been a popular thing. And then when Tico passed, we never got another bird. But your parrot was protective. I love that. I love that so much. And excuse me, I have a frog. So I guess I have a friendly frog in my throat. So you don't know what he might say. But so I just welcome you guys here and everybody that's here. And I also just want to welcome anybody that's new. So if you're new, please write new in the comments so that I can say hi to you, and so that all the wonderful people in this community, in the Animal Lovers Cafe, can say hi to you and welcome you to the cafe, because we're just a bunch of animal lovers here. So, and if you're new, you don't know me. My name is Janet Dobbs of Animal Paradise Communication and Healing, where my greatest joy is to help you discover your unique way of telepathically communicating with animals, and also your unique way of healing with animals. Yep. Each one of us has a different way of doing each one of those things. So, oh boy, you guys are talking away, aren't you? Oh, really? Wait, I gotta figure out where'd it go? There we go. Oh, she'd always flap up at your sister when she. That's so lovely. It's just really special to have that special connection with any animal, and you might be surprised who it is. Like, Marcus, you have your llama and your fruit flies, but they can come in all kinds of forms and flapping. It's like, yeah. And Marcus, you're new. You're always new, but you're not really new. But you're kind of new like a baby, right? That kind of new. No, I'm kidding. Oh, we just have to have fun here, right? So thank you. Don't we need humor? Because now, I don't know about you, but doesn't humor, laughing, lift up your energy, bring your energy up, make you feel better? You just laugh, even if you're feeling not so good, and you can have a little giggle, have a little laugh. It raises the energy. So I'm always looking for humor and smiles. And you know what? The animals can be so funny. I mean, if they weren't, we wouldn't have a million videos out there now about funny animals, right? But that's not kind of what our topic is going to be, what we're talking about today. But if you do have a question, put Q with a colon, capital Q with a colon, in the comments so I don't miss your question, because I really want to answer any questions that you might have. So today we're talking about first impressions, which is a technique or a way to receive information with an animal. But I'm going to just step back for a second. For those of you that are new, this will be new for you. And for those of you that have been around the cafe for a while, this is like my favorite thing to do with an animal is say hello. Say hello to any animal, your own animal companion, or an animal that you don't know. That can be wild animal, or one of my favorite things to do is say hello to an animal when I'm stopped at a traffic light or a stop sign and there's a dog usually, in the back seat, and they're walking around and I go, hi. So I can say it out loud because I'm in the car by myself, but the dog's not going to hear that through the windows. But they get the connection. And lots of times they'll just turn and stare at you and go like, what? Did I hear that right? And I always, go like, yeah, you heard it. It's me. And they're like, okay, hi. And then they go back to, they're busy because, moving in the car. There's a lot to look at and see and smells, and they're all excited, right? So try this. This is like one of the first ways to receive telepathic communication. Say hello to an animal and then just get quiet and listen for the hello back. Now, you're probably not going to hear hello in your head, in your mind, silently, or even with your ears, because I know people that have. I haven't. And so that's just a way to receive information. But the way you're going to receive it is everybody has a different way of receiving. But it's usually just kind of a sense of knowing or a feeling. You just feel that hello. Maybe your heart smiles. You feel this connection with them. So in that connection is the hello. So that's like one of my very, very, very favorite things that I want you to practice as often as you can, anytime, anywhere. It's just really kind of a fun thing to do. So try to think about that, like have purpose in that, like as you go outside or even with your own animals. Don't overdo it. Hello, hello, hello. Because, just like us, they're like, if somebody's saying hello to you all the time, you're like, okay, enough already, right? Okay, wait, what are you saying? Marcus. Oh my gosh. Oh, I want to see Marcus's llama. Oh, you missed it, Dwayne. Okay, so here we go. Ready? Marcus, are you ready? So can you see the llama that's, I don't have a pointer. Okay. Right below animal in the Animal Lovers Cafe, that is a llama. He has green flip-flops and a green bow tie. And in the original version of this painting, he had glasses, but the artist took the glasses away. I loved the glasses too, but the green bow tie, really dapper, and he has those green flip-flops. So he's very color coordinated. He's quite dapper, and he's also, whatever you might receive from him. What do you think? Okay, we're going to get to that. in a second. And you'll see what I'm talking about. So remember your connection with the llama. Uh, oh, okay. You guys are already telling me. I love that. So there was Marcus's response. Yep. And you just saw the picture. And now we're all together. So I've told you about saying hello and listening for the hello back. That is one of the easiest techniques that you can use to learn to telepathically communicate with animals. See how it's really easy peasy, and it's really, really fun. Oh, Dwayne, really? Okay, I've got to go back to this picture. Dwayne wants the pig. I don't know if you can see this or not, but the pig has a little monarch butterfly on top of his head, or his or her. Yeah. Yeah, so you guys are sitting across from each other, hanging out at the cafe. Oh, and then that's another really fun technique to do to communicate with animals, but we're not going to talk about that here, but I'm going to give you a little hint. It's called becoming an animal. So, Marcus, you and Dwayne could have so much fun playing together. Yes, we're adults and we can play. So, Marcus, you're the llama. And you got your flip-flops and your bow tie, and you can create this whole persona with your llama, right? And Dwayne, you're the pink piggy with your butterfly and whatever else, however you develop your pig. And the two of you could just have the best time together being your animals, looking at life from their point of view. Okay, but that's for another time. And I'm going to tell you all about that soon. But let's get to first impressions. But before I do, just want to remind you, if you might hit that like and subscribe. And the subscribe, for those of you that don't know, it's not a paid thing. It's just kind of like liking something on Facebook. And then ring that bell, because on any channel, when you ring the bell, you can get a notification of when somebody's going live or when a new video is posted. It's just the nicest thing. And that's how I know when my favorite people are doing something new and I don't miss it. So please go ahead and do that. And I also want to share with you and invite you to the Animal Communication, the basic course. This is an on-demand course. So if you want more of what we're going to be talking about today, there's a link in the description, wherever the description is on the device that you're looking at, down here, over here. YouTube makes it hard to find stuff, right? But there's a link there for that if you're interested in moving forward. But, in learning more, delving deeper for yourself, it's a kind of go at your own pace. And it's kind of a fun thing to do. But if you don't want to do that, stick around. Because in the very near future, I'm going to be doing something really, really fun that you might enjoy that live. So we will be together doing something. Are you curious? Let me know if you're interested. I'm not even telling you what it is. So that said, let's talk about first impressions and working with animals. So one of the beginning techniques that I love is practicing saying hello and listening for the hello back. And then the next thing that I think is just a really fun thing to do is first impression. It's what I call a first impression. So you meet an animal, or maybe you're trying to figure out what's going on with your animal companion. What are they trying to tell you? But maybe it's an animal that's not your animal. They don't know you. You don't know them. So a really easy way to get an idea of who they truly are is to sit with them, whether it's in person. And I say sit, you can stand. Just be with them. That's a better word to say. So just be with them in whatever way that's very comfortable with you and with them. And then I always like to have a journal, or you can write in your notepad in your phone, but just write down the first thing that comes to your mind about them, your first impression. So I'm going to give you a little example. Now, if we were in a class, we would have an animal that would be our animal teacher, and their human that lives with them would be with us. And so we would be working with that particular animal, and then we would be able to get really good feedback about, yeah, that's exactly who they are, or no, that's not quite right. But I'm going to give you a little bit of an example so we can practice together. You ready? So here's a dog. Now, I don't know this dog's name. I don't know who this dog is, but he attracted me. So I thought that he would just come and be part of our live today. Now, what is the first thing that comes up for you with this dog? Your first impression. What's your first impression of him? Feel free to write something in the comments. So I'll give you examples. He looks like he likes to have fun. He's really smart. He's handsome. And maybe it's not a he, maybe it's a she. But maybe you feel in masculine energy. Maybe you feel feminine energy. Write that down, right? Write that down and then keep writing. It's like, oh, sometimes I think there's a serious side to them. Oh, they have this big open heart. So keep writing down things that come to you with this dog. And then step back and take a look at all the things that you've written about that dog in this first impression connection. And you have started to build is a wrong word, but you're starting to get who this animal is at its core, the core of the essence of who this animal is. So it's kind of a get to know you, and you can also let them do that with you, like get to know you too, a two-way street. And so for those of you that are animal communicators or that are learning, especially learning to communicate with animals, it's really important to have that two-way. It's not just us getting stuff from them and learning about them. They need to feel comfortable with us. And when they feel comfortable with us, kind of like you meet a friend. No, they're not a friend yet. You meet somebody, a human. You feel pretty good about them, but you don't know them. So in your first conversations, you're not going to tell them your deepest, darkest secrets or what's going on with you in your life that's, some pretty serious stuff that needs healing. You're going to have a more surface conversation with them. And then as you start to build that relationship, you go to deeper levels with your conversations. The same thing happens when communicating with an animal. So we get to know each other first, saying that hello, and then like this, like, what's your first impressions? And they're making very fast first impressions of you. So have you written down anything about this dog? What's your first impression of this dog? Feel free to write in the comments. And let's try a kitty cat. So now you just saw this kitty cat. What's the first thing that comes to you? Write it down. Because the first thing is usually the right thing. It's like who they are. So for me, I see this kitty and it's like very intense. It's very grounded, very focused, very present. I get a sense of really likes to have fun, but in this moment is very connected to the earth, connected to the ground, and connected to all of its surroundings. So see that very focused eye contact, looking straight at you, right? Not afraid to make a connection with you, at least for a moment. Maybe they can't hold that connection, but they're like, oh, okay, I've got you, you've got me. Ooh, we've got this connection. So do you notice how we can kind of start to form who they are as a being as they're sizing us up and figuring out who we are as a being? Now let's try another animal that you guys might not be familiar with, or maybe some of you horse people are watching. So here we go. This is this gorgeous horse. So feel your connection with this horse, and what is the first thing that you notice? And if you start getting into your head, thinking like, I'm trying to figure them out. Oh, maybe they're this or maybe they're that. Take a nice slow breath. You might have to kind of walk away and break the connection and come back. Get quiet. Feel your heart and let your heart open up and connect with this horse. Feel them connecting with you. What do you feel? Write that down. And then now that you're connected with them and you're a little more quiet and calm and, oh my gosh, I'm afraid this is a test. No, it's not. It's just you being with this horse and feeling and experiencing them. Who is this horse? Obviously, there's a connection. The horse's ears are up, but that's judging the physical, which is okay. That's fine. Because sometimes it's like you get this like, oh, they take a lot of pride in who they are. They keep themselves immaculately clean and they feel a particular way about their physical presence and how they look. I mean, they too go like, oh, I'm so gorgeous today. They really do. So have fun, This is just a really, really, really fun way that you can connect with an animal, receive information from them, and get to know who they are as a being. And you can take this just being in this first impression down to a very deep soul level. You can. So this is just another technique, another way that I like to call first impressions. But this is a way that you can connect with. You can do the same thing with humans, but connect with an animal, and it's any animal. I did the basic dog, cat, horse. It could be birds, it can be fish, it can be insects. We can do this with a tree, a rock. Ooh, rocks are just so ancient wisdom. But that's for more. No, I'm not going to say that. I hate it when people do that. Don't you? That's only for advanced people. I'm like, what? Why can't I? If you feel called to that, to a rock, sit with a rock and ask them questions and receive answers. There's deep wisdom all around us, and fun and enjoyment, and just in everything that you do and everything that just in life, you just have to maybe ask the right questions, or maybe be quiet and just be and let it just flow from them to us. And write it down. That's why I like to tell people to keep a journal, so you can write down the things that you've learned from an animal or you feel or experience with them. And then as you look back over it, you start to see like, hey, I can do this, because we're all born with the ability to telepathically communicate with animals. It's our birthright. Did you know that? You're born with it. It's like, oh, so-and-so can do it, but I can't. I used to think that. But I just do it in a different way from my teachers. I didn't think I could do it at all until I found somebody. I read a book and it was like, oh, I can't do it the way this teacher or this teacher or this teacher does it. But wow, that's how it works for me. Oh, we all do it. It's just, it's so much fun. Yeah, so I highly recommend that you practice often with any animal that you feel attracted to. So just notice like your first impression and just go hang out with that animal. And maybe they're the animal you live with, an animal companion that you live with, or maybe it's one. You can do this with your animals from your past. You can. They're right here with us, right in our hearts, and you can do it with wild animals. So as you're out and about, if you happen to be out and about, just say hello to somebody, and then if you have a moment, be with them and just notice your first impressions, who they are. So that's just one of the basic beginning steps to communicating with animals. I just, yeah, Yeah, Marcus, it's a lot of fun. I mean, anything with animals, even if it's serious, can be fun. I mean, we just have to look for the joy in life, look for the fun. It's all around us. We just have to be open and open our hearts. And, the animals want us to have fun, not just always be so darn serious, because sometimes we are too serious. Okay, Marcus, I know, not you. Oh, gosh. Okay, you too, Dwayne. So I just, I got tongue-tied for a second. Yeah, and Marcus, you do know, Luna and sometimes Max are usually here with me, but lately I don't know what's going on. So, our animals change just like us. It was kind of like the red light went on, I'm going live, and it's like, okay, I'm gone. I'm not hanging around, because she's usually right here looking out the window. But as you can see, she is off doing other things. So I also want to invite you to the 2023 Animal Meditation and Healing Group. Now, why would you want to be part of that? Because if you are interested in deepening your connection with animals, whether it's healing with your animals, healing them, or communicating with them, the foundation for all of these modalities is getting quiet, connecting with Mother Earth, and then the healing can happen, the energy work can start. And then when you're in that beautiful space, the communication flows really easy. So that's why I was advised by especially my kitty, Rudy, who is the black and white kitty that's the greeter, to teach everybody to get quiet and connect with Mother Earth, and then connecting with the animals and opening so we can receive the messages, but also the teachings that the animals want us to know. So I would love for you to be part of the 2023 Animal Meditation and Healing Group. And just to tell you a little bit, really, really quick, it is live the first Wednesday of every month, just 30 minutes. You don't have to show up live. Most people don't. There's a recording. And at the end of this year, there'll be 12 recordings that you can practice with yourself and your animals, or just yourself, whatever you like. But just to kind of help you get into a beautiful space of being, to let go of all the stuff of the day just for a short moment, and feel connection to all that is, and connection to yourself, healing yourself. And then our animals are so happy when we start to be quiet and heal ourselves, and then they heal too. We heal each other. So that's what that's all about. So I just want to thank you so much for being here with me, with the animals, wherever they may be. They're all around us. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Remember to always have fun with animals, wherever you are. Just have the best day, the best week. And make sure to say hi to your animal friends and listen for the hi back. And then also that first impression. It's like the first impression rose. You watch The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. Well, maybe this animal is giving you the first impression rose. Hey, I really like you. So just have fun. Oh, wait. Oh, that's great, Dwayne. So we're going to just keep on going here. The eyes of the dog. Yeah, so inquisitive. Yeah, so that's it. That's really it. And let me just quiet this music just a tad. Because you guys are still going. Thank you. Yeah, this is it. Dwayne, the eyes are so inquisitive. So that's a communication in a way. That's a connection. Yeah, and the horse, strong and calming. Beautiful. So notice how that feels, that connection with that horse and what came for you. And that's who that horse is. Yay. Yay. So thank you so much, you guys. Marcus, we're going to dance this baby out. Kind of. fireworks. Did I do fireworks? Okay, wait. Did I? Oh, I just did. Oh, I don't have the fireworks anymore. So I celebrate you guys. I celebrate our connection with the animals. Just have the best day. Take care. Oh, fireworks. Bye, everybody. Thank you.